Capture the flag.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Feared Shadow here, bringing you another Halo Reach MLG video. This one is a CTF game on Sanctuary. It's a really good game. There's some pretty cool moments and a couple of clutch moments I managed to pull off. But yeah, so enjoy it. Today, what I'm going to be talking about, or more or less talking about, is more having a little bit of a rant and complain about, is the connection on Halo Reach. I've been playing a lot of MLG recently, and you know, I'd say 75% of the games that I play on MLG on Halo Reach, or Halo Reach for that matter, 75% of the games that I play generally have a good connection and are generally quite fair across the board for everyone. No one seems to have an advantage or anything. But I had a couple of games on MLG recently where I went extreme heavy negatives. I mean, I went -13 and -10, which is extremely negative. And the main reason for that, and I'm not saying, you know, it wasn't down to me playing bad as well, because I was playing decent, but the main reason that I went these heavy negatives is because the game was on an absolutely shit host. And this is one element that needs to be properly eliminated from Halo 4. And I mean, it needs to be gone, wiped, completely like non-existent at all. They need to create in Halo 4 a netcoding system that's absolutely fucking boss. I mean, it has to be so good that it's just almost on par with dedicated servers. Because, as we know, Halo 4 is not going to be on dedicated servers, which is a shame, but they don't do their games that way, and that's fine, you know, they don't do them that way. Okay, whatever. I think it is a mistake, but if they want to do it that way, they want to do it that way. I'm not going to argue with it. But what their netcoding system can't be is it can't be anything like Halo Reach's. Because Halo Reach's netcoding system is an absolute embarrassment. Its host selection system is so utterly terrible that it gives people unrelenting advantage in certain games. I mean, the two games that I went heavy negatives in, I couldn't do anything. I was shooting people so much with my DMR and hitting so many shots, and they would literally just drop me within the space of like 5 shots. And when they were strafing, their lag was just you know, you couldn't even detect their strafe because it was so laggy. You know, you just can't do good in a game like that when the connection's that fucking bad. You know, I was sniping people and getting nothing but blood shots. Even when they had like no shield or half shield, I was getting blood shots. I was getting blood shots with a DMR. You know, do you know what I mean? Really terrible fucking host connections. And this is one element that just needs to be removed from Halo 4. And I mean, needs to be completely wiped off the face of the earth. Halo 4 needs to have a netcoding system that gives every player in the room a level playing field. It cannot be any of this fucking ridiculous bullshit like it is on Reach, where either you're American or Canadian or whatever nationality. I'm only saying those two because those two seem to be the ones that it affects the most. You cannot have a system where it gives people that are in those countries unrelenting advantages. You know, trying to beat some Americans in a DMR fight when they're running off an American host is just, sometimes it's almost impossible. You just cannot do it. I mean, I will out DMR an American guy and pop his shield first, and then continuously hit him a further 3 or 4 times in the head or wherever. He still won't die, and by that time he'd have dropped my shield and headshotted me and killed me. It's really unfair and annoying the way that Reach's netcoding system just gets it all wrong. Almost, well, not a lot. It doesn't get it wrong a lot, but the times it does get it wrong, you get proper punished for it. And you know, I've had some of the connections that I've been forced to play on, just don't understand how unplayable they are. Obviously, for the people that host and that are in the same country, for them it's no problem. It's like playing on fucking LAN for them. Maybe not quite that smooth, but it virtually might as well be, because they just kill you no problem. They rack up scores no problem, because for them there's just no lag at all. So what really does my head in is that it seems to be that on Reach, having a bad connection is like having a minor advantage, or sometimes a major advantage, and that cannot happen in Halo 4. I remember in Halo 2, if you had a bad connection, you were the only person to suffer, and that was it. End of story. There was none of this fucking, I have a bad connection, but somehow I've still got an advantage over everyone else, because I'm ridiculously hard to kill, and I pull off stuff that shouldn't be happening because of my shitty connection. In Halo 2, it was a case of, you have a shit connection, you're going to lag for everyone, but the game's going to be lag. I mean, look, here's an advantage here. Look how many times I shot that guy. Ridiculous. Look how many times I hit this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's four or five hits I got on that guy then. Shield didn't pop. And this is what I mean. It cannot be anything like this in Halo 4. And the thing is with Halo 4, now that they've brought a hit marker system in, that has to be accurate. It can be nothing like Call of Duty's hit marker system. That's just basically a complete lie 99% of the time, where you will absolutely destroy a guy with a machine gun, bring up tons and tons of hit markers, but they still won't die and they'll get away. It's, you know, the hit marker system, I'm glad that they brought it in Halo. It's been ridiculously a long time coming. It should have been in from the word go, if you ask me. Or at least since Halo 2, when they brought the BR in. It definitely needs to be on weapons like that. But it needs to be accurate, and it needs to be so accurate, like I said, it's almost on level playing field, like with dedicated servers. It needs to be that good. Otherwise, Halo 4 is just going to be another crappy connection fest where, you know, it's almost as if it's not about who's the better player, it's just who has the better connection to the game. And those type of games just fail. They really do, and it doesn't work. That's why I'm really hoping in Halo 4. I mean, they are extensively testing it. They constantly say they're testing networking situations, but the problem is they're only doing it on LAN situations, and that's not good enough, because on LAN, there's no connection problems, because every Xbox is just connected to one another. So there's not going to be any sort of connection problems, because you're not playing with people from different countries. You know, they need to have a proper networking test. You know, they need to, God, somehow set up some studios somewhere, I don't know, just do a proper networking test, you know, get it on Xbox Live privately, you know, and just do a connection test from one country to another, and just see if there's any sort of massive advantage. If there's no massive advantage, then it's fine. There's probably going to be some slight advantage, but it has to be so slight that it's just virtually unnoticeable and you can combat it. Not a case of like Halo Reach, where if someone has an advantage on it, their DMR is ridiculous and you can't out DMR them, or they're sniping you through fucking walls and shit. It can't be anything like that. That's what I'm really hoping that 343, because what I'm seeing from Halo 4 so far, you know, I haven't got a negative view on it so far. Halo 4 for me, you know, there's no problems with it at all. Everything they're doing on Halo 4 looks absolutely epic, A grade. So what I'm hoping is they continue that through onto the connection side as well. Because if they get that just right, I really do think that Halo 4 will be virtually unbeatable in terms of a game and a first-person shooter. You know, I'm really, because it just looks so damn good right now that no game that I've seen even comes close to it. So I'm really hoping they get this net coding system right, because I feel that that's one area that needs to be addressed, because on Reach it's terrible. You know, it's just like, God, if you're not host, or the host isn't in the same country as you, you just suffer, or the connection sucks overall, you suffer. You know, and I'm not saying I'm some networking genius or God. I'm just saying, you know, people have addressed this time and time again, and they just never seem to pick up on it. And I don't understand why, because many people have had complaints about it all the time, and it should have been addressed. So, you know, let me know what you guys think. Do you ever have ridiculous connection issues, you know, where you get fucked over by the game via, be it like major blood shots that I have constantly? You know, maybe you have that as well, or maybe you get in really lag-festy games where you literally do nothing but die because you can't do anything. You know, I'm pretty sure loads of people have these situations, so I just want to get this off my chest and get it out there, because I feel that it needs to be addressed, because it's a real problem at the moment. And I betrayed my guy quite badly there, but oh well, I get the last cap out of it. Yeah, anyway guys, that's what I think. I just think it needs to be addressed, and I hope they do a really good job on it. I'll give you guys a quick update as well. I will be getting a new Medal of Honor game because it looks awesome, and I'll probably pump out a few videos for that depending on how good it actually is, and then I'll be straight on to Halo 4 and I'll be on that game like an absolute boss. So anyway guys, thank you for watching, take it easy, have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.